As much as the beauty industry wants you to believe that great skin or wrinkle-free skin comes from lots of skincare, Botox fillers and all of that, the fact remains that great skin is an inside job. Let's talk about that. The beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry that's continued to grow exponentially, gaining so much money from brainwashing consumers into thinking that the answer to wrinkle-free skin or spot-free skin is in that really pretty pink jar or that mist that smells phenomenal. None of that is true. So much skincare actually contributes to aging. And then if we get on the dermatological side, a lot of practitioners, dermatologists go to medical school to learn how to apply all of these interventions. They use pharmaceuticals, which very often destroy our gut microbiome, or they're injecting you with all types of toxins. None of that is the real answer to great skin. Great skin lies in what you put in your body. And so let's go into some nutrients, some foods and some supplements that can actually feed your skin from the inside out. I've seen this so much. I grew up in Morocco where many women do not even use that much skincare. They use olive oil, for God's sakes, like one ingredient on their face every day, and they have phenomenal skin. They remain wrinkle free well into their 70s. I can attest to that. My mother does not have a single wrinkle on her face. She's never had Botox or fillers. She's never been to a dermatologist. She's protected her skin with sunscreen for many years, but it was an inside job. Like I said, it's about lifestyle, it's about taking that afternoon nap, and it's about what goes on her plate. And that's the case for many cultures. Look around. If you travel internationally, you go to a lot of indigenous cultures, you'll see everybody has phenomenal skin. Nobody has hyperpigmentation. Some indigenous cultures don't even have a word for acne. Acne does not exist in certain languages because they've never seen a zit. Acne is a modern disease that's directly correlated to our diet, and yet there are thousands of products on the shelves and thousands of prescriptions that are being prescribed every day to consumers. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Nadia. I am a double certified skincare expert. Have been in the beauty industry for 28 years and left corporate America about 3 years ago to be the consumer's guide to healthier skin from the inside out and the outside in. The skin is our largest organ. It is attached to our blood vessels, which transport those nutrients to the skin. So the first thing I want to talk about, even before I go into nutrition, is massage. You always want to have movement. You need to massage, you need to exercise, you need to go into the sauna, but that physical activity is extremely important, whether it's stimulating physically or jogging or whatever it is. Just try to sweat, try to move, try to tap, anything. Just pick whatever it is that's going to help that movement of the blood. My own choice is yoga. I love yoga because it has inversions. It brings that blood flow to the brain, to the face. I tap every time I apply my skincare. And of course, I do some cardio, not as much as I'd like. But anyways, movement is really important. I have a sauna blanket that's always there in my bed. So let's get back to that big organ that covers our entire body. It is made up of collagen, which starts degrading as we age. So the first step to ageless skin is to protect that collagen as much as possible, and that's by managing how much sun exposure we have, reducing that sugar intake. Sugar is huge, and that's not just like added sugar, but it's also all carbohydrates that convert into sugar within your body. Even consuming too much protein, that excess can convert into sugar, raise that insulin in our blood, and that leads to collagen breakdown. So the first place to look is, how do we maintain that collagen? We maintain it by consuming the right amount of amino acids every day. So you need to have about 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal, and that needs to be high quality protein, and part of it should be collagen, because collagen is a whole different type of protein that's moisturizing. Collagen comes from the skin and the bone of animals. It is found in ligaments, connective tissues. It's basically that glue that holds us together, and that's what keeps that skin nice and bouncy. And so regular protein is not enough. We need collagen. Again, it's a different type of protein. It's going to hydrate your skin, it's going to plump it, it's going to help grow hair, it's going to help with healthy nails, you name it. Even helps with leaky gut, which a lot of us have right now. If you drink alcohol, you have leaky gut. If you consume processed foods that come from a package with preservatives and these things, most likely you have leaky gut. You're consuming sugar substitutes like Cokes and all of that, you have it. And if you have leaky gut, a lot of those toxins are leaking into your system, into your bloodstream, and now adding that toxicity to the skin, aging it. So the very first place to look is the gut, and the collagen is the very first ingredient that's going to help kind of seal all of those holes. It's not enough, but it is a good start. Other ingredients that will help optimize our gut microbiome, and that's important. We cannot talk about the skin if we don't fix that microbiome first. So there is a supplement on my website that's called Leaky Gut. It combines a lot of those ingredients that help improve our gut lining. It's got glutamine, fermented licorice root, marshmallow root, and a bunch of other ingredients that are really truly going to help support that gut microbiome. The next essential ingredient that's going to help with our gut microbiome is fiber. Fiber is the food of the gut bacteria. So we are made of bacteria, trillions and trillions of bacteria. They live in our gut. There's the good ones and the bad ones. The bad ones are the ones essential for disease, and also they're the ones that eat away intestinal lining, that mucosa lining. It's like mucus that lines the insides of our bodies. If you don't feed them fiber, they're gonna eat you up. They literally start eating at your intestinal lining. And so we have to contribute to that gut mucosa, mucous membrane. The way to strengthen it, to prevent that leaky gut, is to feed it fiber. So fiber is without question. The goal is at least 35 grams per day of high quality food-based fiber. So go at it with your broccoli, asparagus, chia seeds, flax seeds. There are some phenomenal sources of fiber out there. I'll list a few right here just for reference. A big reason why we age is our toxic load. There are harmful substances in the products that we use to clean our homes, even the clothing that we wear. So it's so important to try and counteract all of those harmful chemicals with antioxidants. That's going to help lower that free radical damage that happens consistently on our bodies and in our bodies, and that leads to rapid aging. I wrote a blog about the 50 best foods, or the highest antioxidant foods, and that's according to the ORAC scale. The ORAC scale is a scale by which they measure the concentration of an antioxidant or antioxidants in a given food. And it was really surprising to me when I was doing this research a couple of years ago to find that spices have the highest antioxidant concentration. So go for it. If you love flavorful food, you're getting a lot of antioxidants. So try to add those into your food as much as possible. Cloves happen to be number one. Cinnamon made it to the top 4. So those are very high in antioxidants. Even sumac, a lot of people are not familiar with it, but I think that was number 5, and that's a Persian spice. The next class of antioxidant rich foods will be berries. Load up on your blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Just make sure that they are organic because they can be very heavy on pesticides. Vitamin A happens to be one of the most powerful antioxidants out there, in addition to vitamin K, C, and E. The beauty industry took vitamin A and went bananas with it. They started putting these really high concentrations in retinoids to renew skin, repair DNA damage, but actually they're causing a lot of damage with those high concentrations, focusing on sensitive areas like the face. You don't need to be attacking the face with the tretinoin. You don't need to be taking Accutane internally because that disrupts that delicate gut microbiome. What you need to be doing is taking the right doses of vitamin A rich foods and supplements just in the dose that you need so that you don't get cellular toxicity, because that's something that you can overdo. Any fat soluble vitamin like vitamin A can cause that toxicity, so we have to be careful there. I love to get my vitamin A from diet, so there are vegan sources like carotenoids. Anything that's orange is going to have vitamin A, like carrots, squash, pumpkin, and then of course green veggies like your kale, spinach. They're all rich in vitamin A. I like getting it in a multivitamin, a high quality one. So there is one called Better Roots, and I'm gonna link up all of these products down below. I try really hard to curate as many good products as I can find on my website as well. So the third source of vitamin A for me personally is going to be Ancient Nutrition liver supplement. I adore that because it has the next class of nutrients that we absolutely need, and that's minerals. So that covers natural vitamin A. It also covers minerals. Other phenomenal antioxidants are going to be vitamin C. Vitamin C is integral to every skin function. We can't synthesize new collagen without vitamin C. Vitamin C can help boost our skin density as well as break down that hyperpigmentation. It helps strengthen our immune system, so it's, without saying, something that needs to be incorporated into our diet every single day, and it's best supplemented from raw sources. As far as topically, I've gone probably 2 decades without ever applying vitamin C topically, because the only ones that were available on the market were based on L-ascorbic acid, which is extremely sensitizing. It degrades quickly, it's unstable, it becomes an oxidant because it degrades quickly, so it actually starts aging your skin versus de-aging it. When I started the beautydoctrine.com and I started researching, looking for alternatives to that very harsh L-ascorbic acid, I found some really great fat-soluble vitamin C alternatives that can give you the benefits of L-ascorbic acid without the side effects, and they're a lot more shelf stable without the need of preservatives and emulsifiers and all those toxic ingredients that make it to mainstream skincare. I know this video is about nutrition for skin, but I had to mention vitamin C because it's really important to apply topically as well. The next class of antioxidants are B vitamins. Those are crucial. First of all, they're hydrating. Most of them are hydrating vitamins. Secondly, many of them can help with hair growth. They can also help with our muscle, with immunity, with brightening the skin, like niacinamide. Vitamin B3 is phenomenal for hyperpigmentation. So if you consume it internally, that can help dissolve it. It also has been shown in some studies to help reverse glycation. Glycation is the process of that hardening and stiffening of our proteins in the body, including collagen. When it gets stiff, it just breaks and then you age really fast. And glycation comes from the word glucose, and that's when sugars attach to your fibers and make them stiff, basically like caramelized. And so B3 is going to be essential in helping reverse that glycation. Let's chat about minerals. They don't often make it to the conversation about skincare, which I don't understand because minerals are so essential. 85% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. That is just staggering, and no wonder why a lot of us are struggling with our health, because magnesium is essential to over 600 body functions, and that includes the skin. So magnesium is just one. Copper also is an essential mineral that actually helps minimize gray hair. It also helps with collagen synthesis. So you can be taking all the collagen in the world, you can be doing a lot of other things right, taking your vitamin A and C and all these things we've talked about so far, but if you're deficient in copper, you can't make new collagen. Zinc helps keep our oil glands functioning properly, hence reducing bacteria growth and reducing acne and inflammatory responses in the skin, which you can, by the way, find in sunscreen, mineral sunscreens. I've been pushing for mineral sunscreens for many years now, and zinc continues to be this wonderful ingredient. It's not only super effective in protecting your skin from UVA and UVB, but it's also soothing, calming, and it will help regulate that oil production in the skin. Find some of my recommendations in the description below. The next class of nutrients that are absolutely essential to your skin glowing, staying well hydrated, moisturized, as well as firm and elastic, those are essential fatty acids, especially omega-3. I often refer to them as your internal moisturizer. If you're consuming omega-3 fatty acids every day, your skin will be perfectly supple, perfectly elastic. It can bounce back easily. It can stay nice and plump. So we always want to keep that skin as supple as possible, less rigidity. So remember when I talked about that glycation? So the sugar makes it rigid and stiff. So the fibers, the collagen fibers and elastin fibers just snap and break and you get that sagging. On the other hand, essential fatty acids like omega-3, they help maintain that elasticity, that plumpness and youthfulness of the skin. So I'm a huge fan of wild salmon, wild sardines, flax seeds, cod liver oil. All of those are phenomenal to keep that skin moisturized. Even avocados. Some people are overdoing avocados and that's not a good thing, but about half an avocado a day can be very, very helpful, especially for us women that are dealing with hormonal changes. They can actually help regulate our hormones. So far, I've covered the non-negotiables. So if you really care about your skin or just health in general, you gotta touch on all of those. You gotta have your antioxidants, your minerals, your fatty acids, your probiotics. Make sure that your gut is not inflamed. Those are, again, just the very basics. Now, for optimization, to get to the next level, for those that are really serious about anti-aging, then we can look at certain ingredients like NAD, MSM, and internal hyaluronic acid. NAD is a supplement that's been linked to many hallmarks of aging, including the length of telomeres as well as stem cell production. Those are huge in our longevity as a whole for the entire body. And of course, it's a bonus to have good skin as a result. A recent study showed that taking NAD for 45 days only can lengthen your telomeres. And we want to have those telomeres as long as possible. The shorter they are, the older you are. So now a lot of longevity experts are working towards lengthening their telomeres to reverse aging. Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. David Sinclair, they're well into their 50s and even 60s. But the length of their telomeres indicates that their biological age is 40 or even less. I have a comprehensive blog about this topic, so I will link it up below so you can get to read a little bit further about NAD and its benefits. And I know we're talking about skin, but it's actually been shown to help reverse gray hair as well. So you'll find a lot of that information in the blog. The next ingredient for optimization is MSM. You often see it in not medications, but supplements that are targeted to joint health. But along with that, the reason it works for joints is because it lubricates them. So it does the same for your skin. It's phenomenal in keeping those proteins supple, moisturized, keep us malleable, and that's very important to youth. My favorite MSM supplement is actually Agent Nature. It's on my website, and that's a great blend with ceramides, and I adore ceramides. I talk about them all the time. Those are the building blocks of our barrier layer, and you gotta maintain that barrier layer. That's how you defend yourself against environmental aggressors, keep that skin youthful, keep that moisture in. So ceramides are phenomenal. So if you're looking for a great supplement that combines ceramides and MSM, go no further than Agent Nature. And the last ingredient that I'll talk about for optimization is hyaluronic acid taken internally. Hyaluronic acid is a molecule that can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. So it's very good in holding on to that water in the skin. And we need that because water is what's going to keep that skin nice and plump. Our cells have to be perfectly hydrated. That helps actually with nutrient transport between cells, but also just maintaining that hydration that's essential to preventing and also correcting wrinkles. So I'm sure you've heard of hyaluronic acid applied topically. I have some videos about that. You have to be very particular about which hyaluronic acid you select, and you have to pair it with water, otherwise it can dehydrate you. But internally, it's something that I started doing this year, in fact, at 47, never too late. But it's going to help optimize your hydration internally. There was a clinical study that was done on a hyaluronic acid supplement called Hyacera, I'll link it up below, that showed after 12 weeks of use, there was a significant reduction in the depth of crow's feet. I hope that this video was of value to you. If you got any new information here, if you learned something new, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. You'll be alerted every time I post a video. I hope to see you next time. Until then, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Take care.